probably know this.
Yo, 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 what is good, Rap Sheet Kings Nation? What is good, Rap Sheet Kings Nation? Today is Saturday, August 26th. It's almost 11 a.m. my time. I'm so sorry for having to bump up the time a little bit. I was kind of hoping to do one a little later, but new job means new eyeglasses. Well, actually, protective eyeglasses for my new job. I gotta go and get a new prescription, all that good stuff. I forgot that my appointment was today. I almost slipped my mind altogether, but I remembered right when I made that tweet about, I think it was about 15, 20 minutes ago. So I'm sorry for the random pull up. Sorry for trying to get a little base of a schedule down. And right now it's kind of stream as I can. I'll definitely do one every Sunday starting these following weeks. That'll be my only day off a week. Right now, currently, this will be my 10th day in a row working without a day off. So bear with me, you guys. I'm trying to accumulate knowledge when I get off work, accumulate knowledge before I go into work, follow the preseason games from my phone, watch them at work if I have the chance, if I have downtime. just things of that nature. So it's not going to be a super long stream today, just to kind of hit around the bush. I am going to talk about, I got me a little note sheet. I'm going to talk about the Colts top 10 in my opinion for this year. I'm not going to really get in deeper into that. I might hint a little bit more on it on the next podcast on why I feel that way. But I don't have that much time today. Usually I do hour-long podcasts or so. So today will probably be about a 20-minute or so, around that, maybe 15, 20 minutes. So it won't be long. It's just going to be right to the point, right to the topics. But Colts top 10, injuries, and the last preseason game. If I've already covered the injuries, I might hint on a few more since they're so big. But other than that, that's going to be what today's about. The preseason game will probably take the most time of today's podcast. Probably be about 10 minutes talking about it or so. I'm going to try to condense it down and talk about it. But let's just get right into it. Appreciate y'all coming by. Make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate all you Rap Sheet Kings Nation fans. The more you help me, the more I go up, man. The more I get noticed. So that's what we're going for. Got a lot of stuff coming up in the works, especially with the regular season. I've been getting deep. I was gonna get into deeper about it today, but I'm getting back into deeper in collecting cards. Got this bad boy. I don't know if you can see it with the light on the reflection, but yeah, I got me a Bowman Anthony Richardson Florida card. Obviously, I got the Marvin Harrison memorabilia. Pretty nice cards. I might show them off a little bit my next podcast. I'm going to try to do some more things around that rather than just talk about Colts. I might unpack a few cards. The new Score Prisms are going to be dropping soon. Or the Panini Prisms, I'm sorry, not Score. Score's its own thing. I've been getting these Score cards since they've dropped because I've been wanting to unpack some and see what's in there. I actually ended up pulling a Richardson, which I'll show in the next podcast. So I got 2 Richardson cards right now. Trying to get more and more, obviously. Big fan. If you don't follow Kent Sterling, be a good guy to go follow. Follow him, follow Two Big Brains, send him a DM. He'll respond back. He's responded back to me, which I thought was really cool because I love Kent. And yeah, he's giving away Dark Knights new edition Colts Black Unis, an Anthony Richardson one. He still hasn't got it in, so if you guys go follow him, you might have a chance to enter and win a free jersey, especially a Richardson one and a brand new edition jersey. So I just got this bad boy in a couple days ago, stitched up. It's pretty lit. I like it. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I'll talk more about memorabilia in the next episode. I'll probably do one. I might do one tomorrow if I have a bunch of free time because it is my first Sunday off. But be looking towards maybe next weekend. I'm gonna do a podcast every weekend, so I'll be tweeting about it. I'll tweet my set schedule sometime this week, so that way you guys actually know if you guys want to come in live and talk to me while I'm live. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try to, rather than having my notes on my phone, I'm gonna have the chat on my phone, so I don't gotta be facing the computer. Y'all don't have to look at the back of my head. But I'll be watching chat on my phone, so if anybody does start chatting in the future when I do set my set schedule, cool. If not, no big deal. I'm just here to have fun and get some Colts info out and my perspective of it. But let's get right into it then. I said I was going to unbox some cards in the next coming episodes. Whenever I do unbox some cards, I'll show you guys my collection that I've already accumulated in literally 2 weeks. But I'm really excited about this Panini Prisms dropping. I might end up getting me a box. They're kind of expensive, but I'm looking for them Richardsons, and I want them unique Richardson cards. So if any of you guys have any and you're trying to get rid of them, always just pop a comment or slide in my DMs. Either one. I'm on Twitter, Rap Sheet Kings on Twitter. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Colts top 10, my opinion. I'm going to rank them like this. Some of them obviously haven't shown what they can do yet. Hasn't even, haven't had a full repetition yet. But going from that, we're not going to talk about the reason why being right now. This is just my personal opinion on the Colts top 10 players, which I hope continually, gradually gets bigger and greater. And they figure out the Jonathan Taylor stuff going on. I heard they're talking about sending him to Miami and whatnot. I don't think Miami has enough to pay him and give us trade value back. So we'll talk about that on the next episode too. We got a lot to cover, and I ain't got that long of time, so I got about 15 minutes left that I could really do this, maybe 20 if I'm pushing it. But yeah, I got to make this eye doctor appointment today, so I can't go too long. So all this rambling that I always usually do, it's gonna have to cut down to a minimum. I'm gonna have to stay on that today. Colts top 10. We'll get right into it. We got 3 things to cover. Colts top 10, injuries, last preseason game. Colts top 10, number 1, my opinion. Obviously, it's got to be your rookie quarterback. He's going to be the face of your franchise. He's going to bring this team together. He's going to help us win games. Might not be this year, might not be next year, but in the future, he's going to be that guy. His athleticism is too good. He is literally a revenue of athleticism. He's going number 1. Anthony Richardson, number 1. Number 2, DeForest Buckner, obviously. One of probably the center stone on defense. Obviously, I wish I could say Shaq Leonard, but the guy doesn't stay healthy enough, and we pay him a bunch of money. So I've got my own beef with Shaq right now. Obviously, you don't want the guy to get hurt, and his health and safety is number 1. But when you're making that much money, you can't be getting hurt that often. I mean, that's just my opinion. He's already in concussion protocol, not even regular season yet. I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem. So number 1, Anthony Richardson. Number 2, DeForest Buckner. Number 3, Quentin Nelson. Number 4, Jonathan Taylor. Number 5, Zaire Franklin, baby. Number 6, Braden Smith. Number 7, EJ Speed. 8, you got Rigoberto Sanchez. 9, Kenny Moore. And then the 10 slot, I kind of have a split and split just because I don't know who's going to be a bigger of the asset to the Colts this year. But at the 10 slot, I got Michael Pittman and Kylan Granson. I think Pittman, he might not be the best ability receiver getting open, but if you throw it up around him, he's gonna make a play. He's gonna make a catch. And that's my opinion. His athletic ability at the receiver slot is just through the roof. Obviously, he's not the best cutter. He's not the fastest guy on the field, but his hands and his size obviously play into his role of the team, and that's why I put him at 10. Granson, his size, his speed, I was crapping on him all last year because he was so small. Now we're kind of seeing what a small tight end will get you in the NFL with the preseason and training camp. Anthony's been making him really good. So it really just kind of depends on the style quarterback that you're playing with, how big of a tight end that you really need. But I think Kylan Granson is going to be a huge asset, and he's going to get a major bump in his statistics from this year. Just my opinion. But yeah, I ranked DJ Speed below Zaire because Zaire's a dog. Zaire did the most last year as far as the linebacker position. Obviously, I love EJ Speed. He's been filling Shaq's shoes when he can't be there. But Zaire has been that captain without Shaq being on the field. And he's really evolved. He's eloped into that mean linebacker, hawking, smashing, great defender, great run stopper, great presence on getting to the quarterback. I mean, not one of the highest sack counts. He doesn't have that, but he just puts that pressure on that, and that's what you need. Even if you're not getting a sack, you're getting close to putting the pressure on him when you do blitz. So at the end of the day, I rank Zaire at 5th. I think Zaire is a cornerstone for the Colts. I love Zaire. He's one of my favorite players on defense besides Buckner, Kenny Moore, and obviously Shaq and Julian Blackmon. Julian Blackmon didn't make my top 10 list. He's got a lot to prove to me. I think this is a prove-it year for Julian Blackmon. I would have ranked Julian Blackmon at my 10th spot, but with the way our offense has been looking and is eloping, I have to give it to on the offensive side in the top 10 spot, which would either be Pittman or Granson. I do think Granson's probably going to have the best year of his career this year. Saying that, I mean, Pittman is your number 1. He'll probably go down a little bit in numbers because he's got a rookie quarterback. So I see Granson and Pittman kind of eloping around the same numbers. Pittman obviously with more yards probably per catch and things of that nature, but that's just my opinion. All right, let's get right out of the top 10 and go right into the injuries. Kind of moving along here today. Key injuries right now. We got Shaq Leonard, who's in concussion protocol from I think it was from the game last week against the Bears. Or it was in the preseason or in the scrimmage. I'm pretty sure it happened in the game against the Bears though. Jelani Woods, he's got a hamstring. He didn't play against the Eagles. He's got a hamstring injury, so hopefully he can get healthy, get better, because I could see him fighting for a position at the end of the day. He's the one tight end. I think Ogletree, with him getting hurt last year, they're kind of like right at the same level right now. But who knows? Ogletree might not surpass Jaylani, but he might. I don't know. I talked about position battles in my last video. If you guys want to check it out, it's kind of long. Might have to skip around in it. I like to ramble and give you guys my personal opinion. Danny Penner, he got carted off the field and he was on crutches on the sideline after the game against the Eagles. He got hurt during that game, so they say it's an ankle injury, but when a big man gets an ankle injury like that, it's really something to worry about because they're carrying all that weight. They're big mass on the field. Their base is where their blocking comes from. It doesn't come from just up here. It comes from their feet and their leg strength. So with the ankle injury, that definitely hurts Danny Penner. JoJo Doman, he's in concussion protocol. I'm pretty sure he got in concussion protocol last week against the Bears as well. So that's two linebackers that entered protocol, one being our main highest player on the team, being Shaq Leonard. Darius Rush hurt his hip against the Bears in that last game as well. He's also on the injury list. Zach Moss, he had surgery August 1st. He's got a 6-week timetable before he can come back. Probably will be a little bit longer than that depending on how his rehab goes. Will Fries, he's out. He was questionable with a calf injury. I don't think he played at all either. And then Mo Alley Cox, he's been dealing with that foot injury all from last year still. He was in a boot in training camp at one point. But he practiced on the 23rd, so hopefully they can rehab him back because that's one of your best. That is your best blocking tight end on your team. Biggest tight end on your team as well. That has the most experience other than like a Jaylani or an Ogletree, but you want a tight end with experience out there, especially with the young offensive front that you have. So I think we need to get Mo Alley being back and healthy, and I think he'll be a huge asset if he's healthy. And then you obviously have the two big key injuries on IR with Ashton Doolin and Jake Witt, our rookie draftee offensive lineman. So those two really kind of sting. I talked about it last week on my last episode. But yeah, I mean, that's a couple of the big injuries. Shaq Leonard, Jaylani Woods, Danny Pinter, JoJo Doman, Darius Rush, Zach Moss, Will Fries, Mo Alley, Ashton Doolin, Jake Witt. The biggest ones being Jaylani, Shaq, Darius Rush, Will Fries, and Mo Alley, in my opinion. Other than that, we're going to get right into the Colts and Eagles stats from the game. I got to cover this quick because I got to get ready to head out in the next 10 minutes or so. So we got to cover this fast. Stay with me. If you guys are watching, I appreciate you coming by. Sorry for it being such a short podcast today. It just kind of, life stuff happens, life stuff happens, and you just got to do what you can with it. And I wanted to podcast today. So I just wanted to bust it out real quick. Plus, I'm sure you guys appreciate a shorter podcast. Hour and 20 minutes definitely takes a long time. So going from there, let's just get right into the preseason game. Anthony Richardson, 6 of 17, 78 yards, no touchdowns, and my favorite stat, 0 interceptions, baby. 0 interceptions. That's very big. I think that's huge. I don't care if he's going to throw incomplete passes. It's going to happen. Just don't let him be interceptions. And that didn't happen. Looked great. 5 carries on 38 yards, no touchdowns, but he averaged 7.6 yards per carry. I think that's great. I think that's amazing. Even though he was 6 for 17 with 78, he averaged 13 yards per pass. First down, every time he completed a pass, it was a first down. Every time he ran the ball, almost a first down. So every aspect from Anthony Richardson, besides the incompletions, I think he looked amazing. And not only that, we'll get into those key things here in a second. We're going to cover a couple more stats before I get into Richardson's key things on how he played. That's how we're going to end today's podcast. Running back game. Evan Hall, Kenyon Drake, and Jake Funk, they all had about the same amount of carries. And I think Dion only had like 2 carries. So obviously I think Dion has kind of solidified as potentially either the 2 or 3 with Hall and Drake kind of fighting to kind of get some more snaps. There'll probably going to be a committee backfield. Obviously, hopefully Taylor's around, but I think Deion Jackson has definitely kind of solidified himself a little bit, in my opinion. He had a touchdown on 2 carries, 8 yards. I mean, it is what it is. I think they've seen what they needed to see. I like Dion. He's been with us for a minute. He's always been a third string or so. I think it's about he's going to get his time. But Evan Hall, Kenyon Drake, and Funk had about the same amount of carries and yards. They had around 5 or 6 carries with 20 to 25 yards each. Obviously, Evan Hall had the touchdown. Cool. Evan Hall's looking good. He's kind of surprising me I kind of hated on him a little bit, but he's definitely probably solidifying as the 3, potentially the 4. My thing, Granson had 2 catches with 25 yards, and one was a dime on the sidelines from Richardson. I replayed it like 4 or 5 times when it happened. Beautiful play. Pittman had 2 nice catches for 24 yards. One of them was up, I think they were both actually up the middle. So Richardson likes the middle of the field. Ogletree had 1 big catch up the middle, 23 yards. It was a great play. Ran the guy over after catch and run. Was a beautiful play. And then Dion had 1 nice 6-yard catch out of the backfield. That's nice to see, because if Dion's going to get some starting play in the regular season, you need to see that he can catch the ball out of the backfield. And Dion didn't just go out of bounds. He tried to cut it back upfield. Probably got like 2, 3, 4 more yards out of it than the potential. He probably got 2, 3 more yards out of it than a potential only 4. He ended up getting 6 on it, so that's nice. But let's get right into it. AR key points. I think Richardson really going to like his tight ends. They're going to go across the middle of the field a lot. Richardson likes the middle of the field. He had 3 of his 6 passes were completed to tight ends in that game, because he was 6 for 17. 3 of them were to tight ends. Obviously 2 were to Pittman, so that's nice. That makes you comfortable. But he loves his tight ends, so that's going to be Anthony Richardson's favorite target this year, which is why I think Granson's going to have a big year. He loves tight end play. Another key thing about Richardson, he had 6 possessions. 3 of those possessions all ended in touchdowns. Pretty good. 1 negative from the game, he did have a fumble, but they recovered it. But that was a 4-yard loss. So with that fumble, and then they tried to run it up the middle, that's a loss of 5 yards right there. So on 2 different plays, could have ended up with over 40 yards rushing easily. Ben was our leading rusher in the game as well. 0 interceptions, like I said, that's a major key point. And then, obviously, I think it was one of the last few drives, or second to last drive. It was like a 3rd and 11. Pocket completely broke down. Looked like he was going to get sacked. Evaded the sack. Kept scrambling. And he ended up getting like 5 or 6 yards out of literally what should have been a sack. If Matt Ryan would have been back there, it would have been a sack. I'm not going to say if Minshew was back there, it would have been a sack, but very quite possibly could have been a sack. But with these quarterbacks that we've been using and running with, we have not seen a quarterback that's been able to get out of it like that and then make positive yards out of something that was completely negative. They brought a whole blitz on him, and he completely evaded it out, which was amazing. He's got great sense for pocket pressure. He's very elusive, very fast and strong. But yeah, that's a couple of my key takeaways from the game. And I honestly think that AR is going to have a better year than everybody was kind of expecting him to have. I think the incompletions are going to be probably a problem. But obviously that's going to come with time. We've got the best quarterback coaches. We always had the best quarterback coaches. I mean, Peyton Manning broke the single-season interception record. So as long as Richardson can stay away from throwing those interceptions and just throwing incompletion, I think I'm going to be happy with how the year unfolds. I don't care if he's only completing 38% of the time. He's doing it elsewhere where he lacks in the accuracy. He's picking it up and making it elsewhere, So it's just my takeaway. Obviously, we'll get more into it deep on the next podcast. I might try to do one tomorrow. It'll be a long one tomorrow. But other than that, we'll be going in from there. But yeah, I do have a eye doctor's appointment that I'm about to have to get to. We'll do some unpackings together. If I get the Panini Prism box, I'll unbox it on stream with you guys. And then I'll go over my collection of what I've accumulated in 2 weeks. So I appreciate all you guys coming by. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you next weekend. And let's go Colts football. The way that the last preseason game went, I'm happy with how we're looking right now. So hopefully we get the Jonathan Taylor stuff figured out. Hopefully Shaq Leonard gets out of concussion protocol. And hopefully Mo Alley can get back from that ankle. But other than that, that's about all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. If you're in Indiana, it's going to be the nicest day today. You're not going to, if you go outside, you're not going to be dripping sweat. Should be a great day. Should be a nice weekend. And yeah, let's get ready for some regular season football, baby. I'm jacked. I hope you guys are jacked. And let's see if these Colts can make something out of nothing, you know? So, and hopefully we can get our Taylor stuff figured out, because I love Jonathan Taylor, but he's being a big crybaby right now, and he needs to dry it up. But you guys have a great Saturday. Thank you for stopping by. Rap Sheet Kings, Colts Nation out, baby. I love all you guys. Like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Follow the Twitter. Follow the Twitter. Who knows? I might do a giveaway soon, and you ain't going to know about the giveaway unless you follow the Twitter. So that's going to be a requirement for it. Just a heads up. So be ahead of the game. Be ahead of the game, baby. You guys have a great Saturday, and Rap Sheet Kings Nation out, baby. Love you guys.
Want to get music and sound effects that actually sounds good? Go to Artlist and get amazing music and sound effects to create better videos. Join the next generation of creators starting at $9.99. With a simple and affordable subscription, you level up your social channel. Unlock over 50,000 royalty-free songs and sound effects.